Hello everyone, it's Darkseeker here again. Welcome back for another video. Now in my previous video, I was playing Big Spell Mage on the standard mode ladder and I compared two decks. I compared Kibler's deck with Strifecrow's deck. And in the end, I chose Kibler's deck as my favourite deck. And in this video, we're going to be exploring Kibler's deck in a bit more detail, looking at a few more games. In my previous video, I made a few misplays, including missing lethal. That was with Strifecrow's deck. As I was so focused on clearing board, I missed the fact that I had Alexstrasza in hand. So I'm hoping that in this video there'll be fewer misplays, and I think as I've had more experience playing Big Spell Mage, I think I've got slightly better at playing it. It is now my favourite deck to play in Hearthstone, hence why I'm spending a bit more time exploring it. So in this video we'll be looking at a few examples of games against common decks that you would face on the standard mode ladder, and we're going to start off against a Warlock. So Cubelock is everywhere at the moment, and everyone's saying it's tier 1, and it is. It's incredibly effective, but there's a lot of refinement going on. There are people debating various cards in Cubelock. Skull of the Minari, for example, the legendary weapon. Should it be included? Should it not be included? I see arguments for and against. So the Librarian comes down, and that's good for him. It's forced a ping from us. Stopped us from playing a 2-drop. I mean, we could have still played Pyros. He would have got a good trade, though. Now here I'd actually prefer to draw a spell rather than play the Pyros. If this is Cubelock, then we can expect big fat demons to come down, and I'd like to have the tools to deal with them.
Tremble before Taldaram.
And he plays Taldaram, which is bizarre because surely there are other minions to get value from. Like that one. Yeah. That was a strange play. But anyway, Pyros is down. And I love Pyros. Such an amazing card. Almost makes me wish I had Enzoth the Corruptor to get Pyros back in this game. But this deck doesn't play Enzoth. There's no need.
Your magic shall not save.
And that's really sad, really unfortunate. Spellbreaker there. Spellbreaker is a card that's made a bit of a comeback. You're seeing more of it now because of death rattles that need to be silenced. Spellbreaker particularly good when you're facing Cubelock, actually, because there are cubes that need to be silenced, Void Lords and so on. But yeah, more and more people are playing silence effects. Actually also seen a bit more weapon destruction cards as well. Not as much as I'd expected, but yeah, there's Acidic Swamp Oozes milling around, Harrison Joneses, I've seen a few more of them. And there's a big demon. So, I could just Meteor now. And the advantage of playing the Meteor now is I get a 4/4 down, which is reasonable board presence here. I do have to be selective though with my AoEs. I only have so many of them. I have quite a few AoE effects, but there's only so many, and we know that there's going to be lots of demons, lots of big threats coming down in this game, so we do have to space out our AoEs quite carefully. And the key to winning this game is judging the use of those AoEs. When is it appropriate to use them? When should you hold them back? There's a bit of thought needed. So for instance, this is not a board that I'd want to AoE. I don't feel threatened by those minions, so I'm happy to draw a card. And Medivh is an awesome, awesome card to draw because next turn it's turn 8 and we can play him on curve. The question is, will the Warlock play something significant that will warrant AoE? That's the question. And the answer is no. So we feel happy. We feel happy playing Medivh. Again, not feeling threatened by his board just yet. Although he's probably feeling pretty safe behind those taunts. He's not seen me play a Blizzard yet. He's not seen a Flamestrike. He may be assuming that I don't have AoE in hand if I haven't cleared that board yet. Of course, my hand, my deck is full of AoE. So, how do we navigate his Medivh? I'm surprised he used Faceless Manipulator there. Really surprised. Because I don't know if that's a good Faceless target. Yes, it's a 7/7, but I think there are better targets in his own deck, actually, for Faceless Manipulator. So now that we have the weapon equipped, we're happy to AoE. We get value from this now. We get a minion. And I'm happy to push face. Cubelocks usually run one copy of Twisting Nether, so we want to try and get out that Twisting Nether before we play Alanna, who is sitting there in our hand at 9 cost. But it'll be a while until she gets played, because we need to play a few more big spells first to increase the number of dragons that she summons. Oh, that's so good! For the might of Stormwind as well! Wow, Doomguard and a Stormwind Champion. That's unbelievable. Wow. We get buffs on our minions and we get a charging effect. Yeah. I mean, that's lethal. Thank God. Thank God I did not miss lethal this time. Wow. Just wow. Okay, going up against a Druid. Now, I've seen a resurgence in Jade Druid in recent weeks. To the point where on the Asia server, I have an account on Asia, I'm running Skulking Geist on Asia in this deck. And interestingly, it works pretty well. Now, he plays the 2/2, which would suggest aggro token Druid. And I've been burnt too many times by this deck by playing Doomsayer on turn 2, but they have enough of a board presence where they can buff a board and still kill my Doomsayer. That's why I coined it out, because I've been burned too many times against aggro decks where my turn 2 Doomsayer just wasn't enough, because they had something to kill it. Yeah, usually you wouldn't coin out the Doomsayer, usually you would wait till turn 2, but I felt desperate there. And I know I didn't have a follow-up for my turn 2, and I know that's bad Hearthstone logic, what I did, but hey, it's fine. It's kind of worked out. See, I saw his 2/2 bird, and I thought, this has to be aggro Druid, token Druid, but I'm not seeing any tokens. So now I'm thinking that this is some kind of a Jade Druid that plays early tokens to get an initial board presence and then plays Jade cards. Okay, so why am I doing this? Well, I know it's usually bad practice to play the Artificer without a spell to go with it, because you know I'm not getting any armor here. But I'm setting up for a future turn, hopefully, where I can get some armor gain. And the other reason for playing it is if this is some kind of a token druid, and if he plays 1 health minions, there's a good trade potentially to be had. But usually, generally speaking, you don't want to bring out the Artificer without a spell to go with. Because you want to at least get some armor value on that same turn. But here we're protecting it with 2 taunts. And now we have Meteor. So that feels good, potentially.
Golems are a girl's best friend.
Is that a Meteor target? Interesting question. Or do we just ignore it? And we play our Summoner. Damn it. Always with the bloody 4-drop combo with Polymorph. Ridiculous. 4-cost combo with Polymorph. Ridiculous. Why couldn't it combo with Flame Strike? Oh, Flame Strike's in my hand. Why couldn't it combo with the second Firelands portal or with Blizzard? Always happens. Happened in my last video, happening in this one. Really annoying. Anyway, the Artificer is protected. We now have these very expensive spells. And that is really annoying. That is really, really annoying. Okay. So we have a mixture of Jade cards and tokens in this deck. And taunts too. I think Flame Strike is worth it here. It lets us clear his board quite happily. We'll clear most of it. Now, I'm leaving the 1/1 token there live. I don't want to sacrifice. I don't want to throw my Artificer into it. Don't want to leave it at 1 health. Because it becomes vulnerable to Wrath. And because I have all of these other minions surrounding it to protect it, there is no need to throw it in. I mean, sometimes if you're facing a pure aggro deck, a pure token deck, yes, playing it for a trade can be good, just because it removes a bit of pressure off the board. So, Meteor here seems reasonable. Again, the armor gain is significant. So, that play with the Artificer, playing it early without a spell to go with, that play has worked out pretty well for us. Because for the last couple of turns we've played our spells and we've had our armor value. So this has gone pretty well. He plays Moonfire. Does that mean Malagos is in his deck? Usually Malagos Moonfire, that's a thing in Druid. Or is he just playing the Moonfires to get draw with Auctioneer? To get more Jade cards, for instance. Is that the reasoning? If it is, it's pretty smart. Naturalize. Wow, when is the last time you saw Naturalize played on the ladder? Huh. Well, he's just giving me lots of cards, and maybe it's time for some more armor.
Reality. Whoa.
So once again, we have stuff down on board, we have minions that can trade into his minions, thus protecting our Artificer, hopefully. Now, I don't think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Artificer... I don't know. I really don't know.
The scourge will devour all.
Crypt Lord. That's annoying. So I assume he's also playing buff effects in this deck as well. So tokens, jades, and buffs. Otherwise, why would you play Crypt Lord if you didn't plan on buffing it up somehow?
Do not fear power. Fear those who wield.
In games like this, you're always looking for an opportunity to develop the Death Knight. Her presence alone now is puts us at an advantage because you know, we can now use that hero power to start summoning water elementals, and it gives us additional pressure to use against him. And we're going to need additional pressure because his Jade Golems are growing. They're growing, and we've not seen Jade Idol yet, but I assume he plays it. After all, this is a deck that plays Auctioneer. Auctioneer Jade Idol is really good together. So that trade now gives us the ability to cast that hero power and summon a Water Ellie.
Time waits for no one.
Okay, so this is pretty good. We get the polymorph out of our deck, and now the summoner gets more value, but she won't be interacting with polymorph. That's good. Blizzard's good. So 6 costs there, 6 mana to interact with. Savannah Highmane. That's just glorious. And now the ball goes to us. So, what does he do here? Is his deck too slow to combat this very diverse range of minions that we have? And look, he just sacrificed a 6/6 into my 6/5. And we get 2 hyenas out of it. I'd say that's good value for us. Again with the Spreading Plague. Wow, that card is just ridiculous, right? It's just ridiculous. Against other decks in particular, it's ridiculous. Against us, it's less ridiculous because we have AoE that can clear through it. But it's still really good because look, it's buying him so much time here. In the same way that the Artificer was buying me time with the Armour game. So I need to look for a spell here. I need to look for something big. Dustbreaker is no good. We don't have a dragon, so we have to take the tome. Counterspell is decent. The other two, not so much.
Revenge.
I can't actually kill any of my minions off here, so I won't get. Yeah, I won't get the Water Ellie. That's really annoying. So we just have to kill off what we can.
Time is now.
Alright. So we've got these 1 health minions now on the board. That makes us vulnerable to swipe. Clearing off what he can. Makes sense. My concern would be him buffing these taunts. Often people play Spreading Plague and then buff the board, and then you're sad, and then you can't power your way through them. Another Auctioneer for more draw. Interesting. And there it is. There's Jade Idol.
I'm out of cards.
And here goes the shuffling. So now he's going for infinite value. And he's at such a fortunate point in the game because, you know, he shuffled Jade Idols into his deck, and now he's using Auction to draw them out of his deck, and he just keeps the loop going. It's so good for him, and it's bad news for us because those Jade Golems are getting huge now. And the trades here are going to be slightly tricky, unfortunately. This is not an easy board to navigate. I don't even know if that was correct. But,
Revenge. The time is now.
the counter spell at least will stop a Jade Idol, hopefully. Shadowreaper Anduin. That is game defining, that's game breaking, that's game winning. And I think I'm just trying to push as much damage to his face as I can. I need to kill him. I need to kill him quickly before the Jades grow too big. Jade Golem's there. What have we got? We've got 7 attack and 8 attack. The next will be 9 attack. There it is. And I'm sort of willing him on here to play more because I have Shadowreaper Anduin. He will not be expecting that at all. So if I can just push as much damage to his face as possible, then I can have a big turn with Shadowreaper Anduin.
Time waits for no one.
And then I kill him, hopefully, with the hero power.
I'm out of cards.
Continuing the shuffling. Summons another. Ghost face. Okay, sure. So tempted, but I don't think I need to. Where Frost Nova? I think I just keep pushing face. I think I just keep hitting the face and hero powering the face. I think that's important too here. We really don't care at this point about summoning more water rallies. Yes, the healing's decent, but we have all this armor and we have a frozen board. I think doing the damage to the face these last couple of turns has been more important than getting water rallies on board. So we're just going to continue that process. Okay, there's the second naturalize. Okay, AoE in hand. So again, there is a temptation to use Shadowreaper Anduin. But again, I don't think we need to do it. I think we can get away with doing some AoE here and just waiting. So get through the taunt and push face again.
almost out of cards.
So we can just keep stalling, delaying him, continue hitting the face, and hope that that wins us the game. Just trying to see if Anduin will combo with any other cards. I mean, how many we can play Anduin, but we can't play Anduin plus another card. So we'll be limited to one hit with the 2 damaging power. Okay. I think we just use the AoE here. See what spell we combo with.
Time melts away.
We can possibly clear the board just with two doses here. Okay, that's really good. And one more time. That's fine. So, the Jade Golems have just been obliterated, and now he's going to be playing probably, what, 1 idol a turn, as he has to shuffle, assuming both of those are Jade Idols. So he has to shuffle, and now he plays. Yes, he plays one. Okay, so he's going to be getting 1 Jade Golem a turn. Yes, they're very big, but we have Shadowreaper Anduin. We don't care. But actually,
Daughters of flame, awaken!
if we just develop Alanna, he's dead.
Well,
So we cleared his big fat board, and now we make our own big fat board, and he can't respond to it. Because we know what every single card in his deck is, we know what every single card in his hand is. It's Jade Idols. 1 a turn, not enough. Yeah, Alanna is amazing here. Just putting him under a ridiculous amount of pressure, and he couldn't make a comeback.
Let the games begin.
Okay, now speaking of pressure, we're going up against a hunter. Hunters are, you know, known for putting on a lot of early pressure. And before you know it, once they start hero powering your face, you're dead. And I've had instances where this deck has been too slow against aggro, and if you don't draw your early AoE, you die. If you don't draw some of your early taunts, you die. So we have the Tar Creeper. That's pretty good. Crackling Razor Maw without the battle cry. Quite possibly, Spirit Lash is really good. Quite possibly I should have played the Tar Creeper there. But the reason I didn't is I fear it's turn 3. I fear Kill Command. Kill Command for 5 on a Tar Creeper just feels so bad. So I'd rather play a 2/2 body and make it awkward for him to trade into. Okay. Me no trade, he says. Me go face. Okay. I guess now I play the Tar Creeper. Or do I? You could Spirit Lash, trade, and ping. I mean, what does that do here? It removes most of the board. Okay, puts us up to a respectable health total again. Yeah, that's alright.
To my side.
Okay. Decided to ping there rather than playing my 2-drop. Was that the right play? Okay, now in hindsight, it was probably the wrong play. Yeah, deadly shot, doing work for him. I was hoping he'd double trade and kill both minions. That's why I pinged. But no, yeah, deadly shot. That was a sort of a desperation blizzard. I do not want to be taking any more damage from Misha. Maybe I could have waited one more turn to combo the Artificer with Blizzard, but I just don't think I could wait. No, he had kill command. No, I really couldn't wait. That Blizzard was very timely and very important. Okay, this is where it gets complicated against Hunter. Our health total is so low here, and we're just scared. We're just scared of dying to all sorts of shenanigans. And the only way that we stabilise, by the way, is with the Artificer. That's the only way we stabilise. That's why it's such a good card. Without the Artificer, sure, we can control the board, or we can throw spells at minions on the board, but he'll just keep hero powering us down. So we have to get value from the Artificer. We have to play it and a spell and get the armour. It's so important. And that is a perfect target for us. Now we make our comeback. Now we start to stabilise. And this is really good for us. And with the extra 7 armour, I feel so much more comfortable now. Providing he does not kill our armour gaining card, whose name I'm probably mispronouncing, we win the game. Cards like Medivh are too slow in this kind of matchup. Well, a 7-8 taunt. Oh, that'll do nicely for us. And we're just going to continue getting armor here. He can't kill it. This is interesting. Yeah, KC the taunt. Leave my armor gaining card on the board. And I did say earlier that Medivh is too slow in this matchup. Well, when you're ahead, it's great. And we are seriously ahead now in this game. Interesting how over just a couple of turns things can turn around. All because of that armor gain. All because of the armor gain. It's over. Savannah Highmane, too slow for him in this instance. Okay, just to finish off this video, we're going to look at a couple of quick highlights. Now, in this game, I had Prophet Velen. This is nuts. I think it came off Cabal Courier. I think. So, this is nuts. Velen with a ridiculous 8 damage Flame Strike. And now, if you are the Druid, and I've got Jaraxxus in hand as well, okay, that's crazy. If you're the Druid, you're thinking, how do I kill Velen? How do I kill Velen? We are a mage with access to Prophet Velen and AoE spells. That's just mental. Luckily for him, not all of our spells do face damage.
A game? So kind of you to join me. I foresaw this.
So, in this instance, I've developed Medivh. I know that Velen's gonna die, but it's fine. He's done his job. You know, he's done some damage. He's gonna eat up a nice trade for me. So both of these big dudes are creating scenes on the board. Distracting the damage from going full face. So this is good. This is good. Now we just laugh, really. We just play our spells. That's good. Just play our spells and watch the magic happen. Oh, hello. Yes. Now, I know that was perhaps a poor use of the weapon there, summoning a 1/1, but hey, we had to get a fireball, right? Okay, final clip. Twisting Nether, as if we were a warlock. Which summons Anomalous, of course. That's fine. It's absolutely fine. We're putting this paladin under a lot of pressure here. And we have 3 elementals on board that are going to heal us. Such a big swing turn. Well, that's one answer, I guess. So we may as well just get the healing value while we can. Anomalous is going to obliterate the board. It's a shame we couldn't target Sogoth with Polymorph. Valenar back to hand, that's fine.
The menagerie is for guests only. Almost out of cards.
So what was fascinating about this game is we ran this paladin out of cards. This was an aggressive paladin who we ran out of cards despite multiple hits with Valenar, multiple occurrences of Valenar being played. Am I pronouncing that card correctly? I don't know. Yeah, we ran this guy into fatigue, which is fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Aggro Paladin is tier 1. We've managed to stall him, delay him, clear his board multiple times, and we still have AoE left in hand. And look at that, Doppelgangster. All 3 copies have the Valenar effect on them. That's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. This game has been nuts. And usually these aggro games, they're usually over in a few minutes, but we've managed to survive all this time. And the good old Boulder Fist Ogre. I have good memories of that card when I first started playing Hearthstone. This Bone Mare's not going to be enough here.
Reporting for duty.
No, we have the Polymorph here. This is lethal now.
Do not touch. The battle is over.
And that was a really sweet victory. We took the Paladin to the limit, to his limits, I should say, sending him to fatigue and streaking into rank 8. Feels good. Okay, so Kibler's Big Spell Mage. I think I've got slightly better at playing this deck. On reflection, there may have been some misplays in the Jade Druid matchup, but I think against the Paladin, I think I played things quite well. Against the Hunter, I think it was pretty decent. Against the Cubelock at the start of this video, I think I did okay as well. So all in all, hey, this is a strong deck, and as you've seen in this video, you know, you can beat those tier 1 and tier 2 decks in the meta. You can beat Jade Druid, you can beat Cubelock. You can beat an aggressive hunter if you get your tar creepers down early. In aggressive games, drawing Dragon's Fury is usually what wins you the game. If you can get Dragon's Fury on turn 4, or coin it out on turn 4 I should say, you're laughing usually and you just win the game. Against sort of control decks, you know, or decks that play big fat minions, polymorph is your best friend. And if you can polymorph a Voidlord, if you can polymorph a cube, you know, against Cubelock, then again it's usually game defining, game winning. So Kibler's big Spell Mage, had a lot of fun with it. I'm going to continue playing this deck over the next few weeks because I'm such a fan of it. What I do need to do though is find a good version of Big Spell Mage for Wild Mode. So if any of you guys that are watching this can help me, if you can make suggestions of what good Wild Mode decks for Big Spell Mage, I would be very grateful. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I do appreciate all of the support. When we do get to 1,000 subscribers, I will do a giveaway, a Hearthstone packs giveaway. So do look out for that in the very near future. But yeah, for the time being, thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you all again very soon for more Hearthstone fun.